Republican presidential hopeful Christie is in Israel right now. The former New Jersey governor says that he went there on a mission to express solidarity with Israel in its war against Hamas. Christie becoming the very first of the Republican presidential candidates to visit that country. Joining us now is Niall Stanage, White House columnist with The Hill. Niall, thanks for staying with us.
Good to be with you, Natasha.
Let's start with this Christie visit. We heard Christie praising the president today, saying that he's done a good job handling relations with Israel during wartime, also making comments about Mr. Trump, saying that his rhetoric of intolerance has fueled bigotry. Any surprises there, Niall?
I suppose it's a little bit of a surprise, perhaps, that Governor Christie has gone after former President Trump while in Israel, and obviously bearing witness to the aftermath of horrific events. Having said that, I mean, there is an argument to be made of the kind that the governor is making. Basically, his argument, I think, is that the Trump administration leaned so heavily toward Israel that it perhaps engendered desperation on the part of the Palestinians. It is true, for example, that when the Trump administration released a proposed peace plan in early 2020, even the Palestinian Authority, the comparatively moderate side of the Palestinian people representatives, rejected that out of hand almost instantly, said 1,000 no's to the proposal that Trump put forward. So there's an argument to be made. It's just the question of whether it looks a bit cheap or opportunistic for Governor Christie to make it while he's in Israel.
And Niall, do you expect any other GOP hopefuls will visit Israel? We know that Gavin Newsom, on the other side, who is not running, has made that trip. Is this what voters want to see?
I mean, I think that it is probably beneficial around the edges from a political standpoint. I think it's beneficial substantively to see something with one's own eyes, particularly when it's such a fraught and terrible conflict as this one. That does not necessarily mean that every Republican candidate is now going to fly off to Israel. They are already very staunch on the Republican side in their support for Israel. And I would expect those rhetorical expressions of support to continue.
And Niall, who has the most to gain or lose politically between Democrats and Republicans with the ongoing conflict in the Middle East?
You know, the human toll of that conflict is so vast that I think it's always a little bit tricky to plunge into political calculations. It is true, having said that, that for the Republicans, it is perhaps an easier issue politically. And I say that because Republican voters are almost of one mind on this topic. There was a poll from The Economist just a few days ago asking people who their sympathies lay with. 1% of Republican voters named the Palestinians. Democratic voters much more split, between about 40% saying their sympathies were about equal and about 20% saying their sympathies lay with the Palestinians. That creates complexity for Democrats, which isn't really there for Republicans.
Now, with the time we have, let's look ahead quickly to this high-stakes meeting that's coming up in San Francisco this week. President Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping sitting down. This is their first talks in a year. What should we expect? Any major breakthroughs? What will you be watching for?
I honestly don't think we should expect major breakthroughs. It's not that kind of a relationship. But President Biden has talked before about the idea that he wants America's relationship with China to be one of competition and not conflict. So this is really about establishing lines of communication, trying to build up some rudimentary level of trust. Of course, there'll be difficult issues, including Taiwan, including China's role or China's position in relation to the war in Ukraine, where it's perceived to be basically helping Russia. But, you know, there will not, I don't think, be any groundbreaking declaration at the end of all this.
All right, I appreciate that. Niall Stanage, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.